Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the topic environmental movements in India. Okay, let's look at the history of environmental movement in India, how it developed in our India. An environmental movement is also called ecological movement or green movement. It's a social and political movement and that seeks to protect, conserve and restore the natural environment. It involves collective effort by individuals, groups, or organizations to address issues like pollution, deforestation, climate change, loss of biodiversity, and unsustainable development. Okay, we have so many environmental movement, and why this movement? In order to protect our ecology. Okay, in order to protect our environment from pollution, from deforestation, from climatic change, etc. In simple terms, it is a people's movement to protect nature and promote ecological balance against destructive human activities. Can you think a world with the imbalance of ecological system? Nature and human beings are in a reciprocative relationship because we can't exist without the nature or without our environmental. Likewise, the environment can't exist without the human help. Okay, then why these movements? Which are the objectives of environmental movements? Conservation and protection of nature, promotion of sustainable development, and defense of community rights. What is conservation and protection of nature? To safeguard forest, water, land, wildlife, and biodiversity from exploitation, pollution, and destruction. Okay, then promotion of sustainable development. To balance economical growth with an environmental preservation, ensuring resources are used to responsibility for future generation. Okay, then defense of community rights. These are the some objectives. Then environmental awareness and action, advocacy for policy and climatic change. Why certain policy like environmental means program, UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, such organization, why they are developing? You know why? Because of this human actions, because we human beings are certain human beings or some of the human beings are struggling to protect our nature from the human hands, from the destructive human hands. Okay, that is why certain organization is developing for the protection of our environment. Then, which are the movements that you have to study in your syllabus? That is the Silent Valley movement, Chipko movements, and the Narmada Bachao Andolan. Okay, let's discuss Chipko movement. You can see in this picture some women surrounding a tree. You know what they are doing? Let's look. The Chipko movement began in the early 1970s in the Kawal region, Uttarakhand. So this movement is started in Uttarakhand. The Hindi word chipko, that means to hug or cling. Can you see this? Women hug the trees. They're surrounding the trees. That is why the movement is named chipko. Villagers, especially women, hug trees to prevent them from being cut down by contractors. Why they are surrounding or why they are hugging these trees? Yes, in order to protect the tree from cut down by the contracts. Key leaders include Sundarlal Bahuguna, Chandi Prasad Bhatt, and Ghora Devi, who played vital roles in mobilizing local communities. So these three people are the main leaders: Sundarlal Bahuguna, Chandi Prasad Bhatt, and Ghora Devi. And the movement started as a protest against deforestation and commercial logging, which caused landslide, floods, and loss of livelihood for villagers depend on forest. Why they are protesting to cut down the trees? Because it results in deforestation and commercial logging, which caused landslide. Okay, floods and loss of livelihood for villagers. That is why these women or the villagers protest against cutting down the trees. Okay, in Uttarakhand. And the government imposed a 15-year ban. And what happened after, or what is the result of this movement? What is the result of their protest? Because of their protest, the government imposed a 15-year ban on commercial tree felling in the Himalayan forest. That is the success of their movement because the government means ban the cut down of tree in the Himalayan forest, and it inspires environmental awareness and similar movements across India. And have you heard about Apiko movement? That is also means hugging, but if Chipko movement is in Uttarakhand, Apiko movement is developed in Karnataka. So you can Google if you want to know more about this. Women were at the forefront, recognizing that forest laws directly after they affect their daily life. Okay, you can see in this picture, women are surrounding the tree. Okay, so the participants of this protest were women. Non-violent resistance. Okay, that's the important element here. That is non-violent resistance. Villagers hug trees to physically prevent their felling, symbolizing peaceful ecological protection. They don't want any violence. They don't want any bloodshed. They only want a peaceful protest. Okay, non-violence like Gandhi, do ahimsa and satyagraha. Likewise, the people only need a non-violent resistant. Okay, so that's all about what called Chipko movement. And when come to Silent Valley movement, Silent Valley is an I hope all of you know Silent Valley because it is situated in Palakkad district in Kerala. Okay, it's a rainforest, and this movement is began in 1978. And our Silent Valley is a diverse range of flora and fauna. And why Silent Valley movement? Why people protest? Because some people plan for the construction of hydroelectric dam there. Okay, but actually that construction of dam posed a threat to regional biodiversity. Okay, if the dam came there or if the dam come there, what will happen? It will threaten the biodiversity, threatening rare endangered species including lion-tailed macaque. Okay, can you see this lion-tailed macaque? So these kind of rare species will be endangered. They will be extinct from our world. That is why the people protest against that. And what was the result of this movement? India government decided to abandon the hydroelectric project. India government finally abandoned the project. They avoid. Okay, then they give up their plan of constructing hydroelectric dam in Silent Valley. In 1948, Silent Valley was officially declared as a national park. You know how Silent Valley became a national park? Because it was a result of Silent Valley movement. Okay. So then come Narmada Bachao Andolan. What is Narmada Bachao Andolan? Actually, in this slide, we are going to discuss about what is Narmada Bachao Andolan and why NBA. NBA means Narmada Bachao Andolan. Why it is started, when it is initiated, who started, and where did, and how did, and what are the achievements of NBA. Let's look. Narmada Bachao Andolan means Save Narmada movement. Okay. Protest against the construction of large dams on the Narmada River, especially Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat. Like in Silent Valley, government decided to create or construct a large dam on the Narmada River, especially Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat. And this movement began in the mid-1918s, gaining strength around 1985 and 1989. Even though it started in 1980, it became very strong in 1985 and 89. And it started in the Narmada Valley, which spans the states of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat in India. Okay, it covers 3 states in India. Which are the 3 states? Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Because these trees flowing through these 3 states. Sorry, this river is flowing through these 3 states. Okay, so the protest started from Narmada Valley. Okay, who is the leader? The movement was led by Metha Patkar along with activists like Baba Amte and Arundhati Roy. It began as a protest against the construction of larger dams, especially as Sardar Sarovar Dam, which would submerge thousands of villages and fertile land. And what is the problem of constructing larger dam on river? Why people are protesting for constructing the dam? Because it will result submerge thousands of villages and fertile land, and it will displace lakhs of people, and it will destroy forest and local ecosystem, and fail to provide fair rehabilitation and compensation to the affected communities. These are the main reason why people are not ready for constructing the dam in Narmada river. Okay, and what was their main demands? The protesters' main demand what was? Look, stop or reduce dam height to prevent large scale displacement. Okay, either stop or reduce dam height, then provide proper rehabilitation and resettlement for affected families. If the construction of dam is affecting any families or any people's rehabilitation, they have to be provide proper rehabilitation and compensation also. Explore sustainable alternatives of water and energy needs. Okay, if the water is not, or if the Narmada river is not useful for them, what will they do? So they need a sustainable alternatives for water and energy needs. They want another alternatives for Narmada river. Okay, and how they are protesting? Like our Silent Valley movement and Chipko movement, this was also a non-violent Gandhian method movements like march, hunger strikes, public awareness campaign, and local actions. Okay, these are the main methods of their protest. Okay, so this is all about these three movements, that is Narmada Bachao Andolan, Silent Valley movement, and Chipko movement. Okay, hope you understand this, and we can discuss it in later in our class. Thank you.